Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today we celebrate the high holiday. It's a tradition. My favorite Irishman will sing a song, and I bake traditional Irish soda bread. But first, the Irish and how they got that way is coming to the Youngstown Playhouse.
Listen to the music, woman. The best folk ballads of the Indian Wars, the American Revolution, the Plains Wars were Irish songs. My mind's too full of memories, too old to hear the chimes. I'm a part of what was Dublin in the railroad time.
Well, I am sitting here with a very big deal. Dr. John Cox is the director of an upcoming show here at the Youngstown Playhouse, The Irish and How They Got This Way. But more importantly, he is the Grand Marshal of this year's Mahoning Valley St. Patrick Parade.
Yes.
So, John, you are very busy.
I am a little busy, yeah.
And I hope you can take time out.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you guys coming.
To enjoy the adoration
Well,
of the
I don't know if I'm prepared for all that adoration. My cousins are very prepared for the adoration. I can tell you that.
I'm sure
it
they
is just an
are.
excuse for St. Patrick's Day is like Christmas in my family.
I know. It's a big deal.
Yes. So, they're very, very excited about this, and I am completely honored by this.
Well, you've done, we've got to give him his accolades. You've done a lot for the community.
Sure.
First of all, with your practice and helping all these young children as a pediatrician, and then you've really helped breathe new life into this playhouse. How did you decide upon this as, your show?
This has been in the works, honestly, for about the last 10 years. I saw this when it premiered in New York at the Irish Rep in '97. I was with my family. My sister was living in New York at the time. We went there to watch it, and it's a really small, intimate space. And it was written by Frank McCourt, who wrote Angela's Ashes. So it was his words and just the songs that are really just old Irish tunes. So basically, this is like a history lesson set to song.
So when does it begin?
It begins right around the potato famine.
Okay.
A little bit before the potato famine, and really why the Irish people then migrated and immigrated over to the United States.
And so when does it end?
It ends up until modern times. I mean, the last song in here is a U2 song.
Okay, so it's right to it when McCourt's here.
Right. It comes into what the Irish people gave to the American culture, some of the things that they did, the firsts that the Irish people brought, their culture, and how it ingrained to the American culture. Fighting through the Civil War, through World War I, talks about the Broadway Cohan family and George M. Cohan and Cagney. So it goes through the history of the Irish people all the way up until modern times.
I mean, I'm familiar with the Irish history, but listening, to this rehearsal, and we're only up to the point where now the Erie Canal's being built. That is when they become more useful.
Correct.
But boy, I mean, they really treated us like savages.
Completely.
I mean, unbelievable when you read the headlines and the help wanted ads and how anybody.
They would hire Irish people at the lowest price of anybody, even ex-slaves in the United States during the time. They were the lowest of the low for
and
a good portion.
you would think we have an advantage because we spoke English.
Yes.
When you think of the Germans, I mean, that had to be a harder, acclimation, assimilation. But when you're listening to this show, it really is a great history reminder.
Completely. It hits home to see why the spirit of the Irish people and how that ingrained into the American people and how they did assimilate and become they said at one point, they're more American than some of the Americans, because they really bought into the idea of freedom and doing what you wanted and coming from poverty and being ruled by the English at the time. That's the impetus that drove them here. And so America was the shining beacon for them. This was freedom. And they took that.
And they really did. I mean, they all really got involved with, law enforcement, of course, the policemen, the firemen, and then, the Irish politicians, fighters and biters and Irish dynamiters.
That's right, man. That's exactly right.
Now she'll wait and hope and pray for her love in Putney Bay. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry.
Amanda Beagle, former Miss Ohio, and now on the stage here for this show. And it's very interesting. She was telling me that you always thought you were Italian and German.
Italian and German. We're very connected to the Italian side, but a couple years ago we did DNA tests and discovered that we were actually Irish. So somewhere along the line, that family tree, there was a secret or something, but now we know, and I'm here.
I think that DNA really shows a lot.
I know.
People always assume, but you don't realize how much or what. I haven't done that yet. I've got to do that.
I love it because we all come from somewhere, and it's so important to tell these stories. We're learning so much about Irish history, from the potato famine to modern day, and I just think it's important.
Well, the famous novelist Jackie Collins is also a part of this show. And how are you enjoying this so far?
I love it. I'm having a blast. I love the fact that it's just, we tell a lot of stories together, and we sing together, and we're going to dance together and probably drink a little bit together. So it's been a lot of fun.
And I think that will really, lighten the mood and, loosen everybody up. And you do have some Irish blood, do you not?
I do. I have a little bit of Irish blood in me. And I'll be honest, I didn't know much about my Irish heritage until we started doing this. So.
Fondness for the drop, tooralooraloora, unrelenting whimsicality.
Well, we're going to call him Sean Cruz for this show, but this is really John Cruz. What made you audition for this show? Why the interest in the Irish culture?
Well, I actually got a call to see if I was something I was interested in, and I did a little research on the show, and I love traditional Irish folk music.
And you really have a beautiful voice. You're really picking it up nicely.
Oh, thank you.
What
very
are some
much.
of the favorite songs that you're singing?
I mean, who doesn't love Danny Boy?
Well, another storyteller is Craig Petrie, and this is only your second show here at the Playhouse?
Yeah, I did a show right before the pandemic hit. First time acting in 35 years, and so then they shut down the theater, and I couldn't do it anymore.
So you came back for this. I mean, you kind of look the part. You really have this, you have beautiful blue eyes, and you really do.
Well, thank you. We're Scots-Irish, my family is, and I've always been fascinated by the music and the storytelling, and my uncle could tell stories like you wouldn't believe. I kind of feel like I landed closer to that tree than to my dad's tree.
Ben Eldelati, this is his first night of rehearsals, and you do have, Irish blood.
I do. My grandfather was 100% Irish, born in Dublin. So we called him Paddy. So it was the whole stereotypical thing.
And how, so far, I can't say you've been here that long, but how are you liking it so far?
Well, luckily I had a connection to the production because my boyfriend John Cruz has been in the show since the beginning. Sean Cruz. I'm sorry. Okay. Yes.
And so, how is the buzz about this show?
It's great. I mean, we're having it as a special event, so it's
and
one
so
weekend.
This is going to be
March,
in the main theater.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right here on the main stage. Yeah, for the main audience. Yeah, 450 hopefully will show up.
Oh, they will.
So, yeah,
they will.
Come. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Happy St. Patrick's Day from the Casey Malone Show.
Kamara Jewelers is the place to buy an engagement ring because we want a relationship with you that lasts a lifetime. Your commitment with her is the same commitment we have to you.
We want to sit down with you and teach you about diamonds so you're educated on what you're buying. We have the largest selection we ever have, which is the largest in the area, and at the best value. And if it's not something in our case, we could always custom make it. We can make any dream come true.
Get real, get Kamara.
Rulli Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old Road Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Join the Isle and Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available. Given is living. Join the Isle and Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available at $13 an hour. Given is living.
I'm all about local, and my bank is Farmers National Bank. Farmers is the true hometown bank in the Mahoning Valley, standing strong for our local families and businesses since 1887. Farmers is also future-focused with a lab branch, interactive teller machines, and best-in-class mobile mortgage app. We've all learned the value of local relationships, businesses, and communities. Switch to Farmers.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
It's the 45th annual Mahoning Valley St. Patrick's Day Parade. Join us for all the tradition on Sunday, March 12th, as the parade steps off at 1 o'clock on Market Street in Boardman. Celebrate the Irish heart serving our valley.
You better come on in my kitchen.
Well, today I have a very special guest in the kitchen with me. This is Gina Kearns, originally from Poland, Ohio, and met, married, fell in love with an Irishman. Moves to Ireland, has 3 little girls, then comes back to educate them.
Yes.
And little Gemma, what was that? You said it was 2015.
2015, yes. She sang the Irish national anthem in Irish, in Gaeilge.
And she was so sweet, and I hate to say this, and how old is she now?
She's 20 now.
She's in medical school. Did all your girls learn Gaelic?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's taught from kindergarten up. You have to learn it all through school, high school. It's just required.
How different was it when you moved over to Ireland after growing up here in the States?
I mean, it was a big change. It was a big culture change, culture shock. Way back when, I mean, everything was just very basic. I mean, you go for a walk. My first experience, I went for a walk, and I don't know how many cups of tea I had, because everybody, all the neighborhood people would invite you in for a cup of tea. And it was tea. You could not refuse a cup of tea. That was, it wouldn't be very nice.
Funny?
Yeah.
But, this is a really big, what we're going to make here is Irish brown bread.
Yes.
And this is very common there, and it is a yeastless.
Yes, yeastless. It doesn't rise. It's made with a whole wheat flour, where the wheat is not stripped down. It's not bleached. It's you got the wheat germ. You got everything, the wholesomeness of the wheat, all in the one flour. So.
And you get this flour. You order this special because it's from Ireland.
I ordered that. Yes, it's from Ireland. So I ordered that just so I can get the bread the way.
Odlums.
Yes.
Odlums. And I love it, and there's a little owl on it.
Yes.
It's so cute,
Yes.
and it is beautiful looking. You'll see when we dump it in the bowl. Now, unfortunately, we're going to give you what the ingredients are, but we can't give you the exact measurement because Gina has been sworn to secrecy.
I have been, yes.
And it is an old family recipe, and if she shares it, we might never see Gina again.
The IRA, maybe.
But the IRA might be after us. But I do think we're going to get a general feel for how it is. There's a lot of recipes online and in old cookbooks and stuff. If you have some, ethnic cookbooks. So what we've done is like the buttermilk is at room temperature, the eggs, brown sugar. How do we get started with this?
Okay, first of all, I'm going to mix the wet ingredients.
Okay,
so
in this big bowl?
This bowl here. We need a nice big one because we're going to mix it, and it's going to be kind of sloppy. It's not a very clean mixture.
Okay.
So we got some buttermilk there, room temperature.
Oh, and I did preheat the oven to 350.
Yes. We have some melted butter here.
Okay.
Whisk that in. And we have some eggs.
Alrighty.
All right. So I have that mixed up there.
All right. Looks just like a custard.
Yes, we got some nice, nice creamy milk. Now we're gonna dump in, this is the flour.
Wow, I washed my hands. So look at that. Wow, you aren't kidding.
It's
the wheat germ and everything is in there. Look at that. Wow, it's way more coarse.
But we got a little bit of salt. I'm just gonna mix this in on top here. A little baking soda.
And the brown sugar, what does that do?
Adds a little bit of sweetness. Now I have made it without the brown sugar for people who are diabetic.
Okay,
So I have done either or, but in Ireland, we just use our hands. I mean, I've washed my hands.
My hands are clean.
Yes, but you're about to dig in here. You're about to get your hands dirty.
Okay.
Go for it, yeah,
Okay.
dig in.
And we just...
You just toss it and...
Wow.
So that's pretty much...
it looks like oatmeal.
Yes, and it's very,
I
very
can't
sloppy, very
believe
messy.
how sloppy and messy it is because, I mean, when you think of bread dough, you just think of something so much more elastic, you know?
You do, yeah.
Okay, so now what do we do?
Now I have my handy scoop. We're going to divide this. This recipe makes 3 loaves. So I'm going to divide this between the 3 tins here. We have greased them.
I greased them with butter.
Butter.
Okay.
Yes.
So. Okay.
Okay, now we have our bread ready to go in the oven.
Now, do we have to like stamp it down like you do brownies? No,
Nope.
it's good.
It's good to go. Just pop it in and...
And for how long do I set the timer?
It cooks for 1 hour.
Gina, this is a gorgeous loaf of bread. Did this come out to your liking?
Yes, it did. Yeah, yeah. This is how you'd find it on the table in Ireland. Every household would have brown bread in the house.
And this is not to be refrigerated.
No, you don't refrigerate it. What I do now, if I bake this, I get either like a not so big of a chopping board, but a wooden board, a plate. I put it on, drape it with a dish towel.
And that's it?
That is it. Don't put it in plastic, it'll sweat. There's no preservatives, nothing else in it to keep it fresh. So just drape it, keep the air off of it, but let it able to breathe.
So how long does it last? Well, I mean, you had 5 people in your household, so it probably
Well,
lasted not even a day.
If it was just me, it would only last a day.
Now, I like salted butter. Is that the proper thing to put on this?
It's good,
And
yeah.
This is
This is Kerrygold. This is direct from Ireland, so this is the best butter for your Irish bread.
Fancy pants for you. And I think I'm just going to go straight Kerrygold. I don't even think I'm going to put some jam on it. How would you take yours?
Usually a bit of jam. I see some raspberry jam there, so I'm just going to put a little bit of butter.
Okay.
And it's still warm.
And then we got the peanut gallery here. We've got my mom, Jelaine, and Kenny. Look at them all sitting there all excited. Okay, you guys get some butter.
No, I'm just going to put some jam on it.
All right, so what do you think? I'm going to take my first bite. This is delicious. I love the chewy texture of it.
Yeah, it's very different. It's kind of like a nutty flavor. And it's kind of a bread that you can dress up or dress down. You can put your jam and your butter on it. You can eat it plain. It's just as good like that. Or you can also put some salmon, some pate on it. You can do whatever you want with it. It's a very versatile bread.
It is delicious. This would be really good with smoked salmon.
Oh, it would, yeah.
I think that would be delicious. So we'll get all this information to get the Irish brown bread, and we can't share the recipe because then they'll have to kill us.
The IRA.
But the IRA is going to come after us. No, but thank you, Gina.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you, too.
We'll be right back with more local flavor. I am here at the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery with Rude the Dude. New year, new things going on.
Yeah, we got a lot of new things going on. Chef Tank's back, so we got a new head chef, which means new menus coming soon. Then leading right after that, right into St. Pat's Week. We're the official after party of the Mahoning Valley St. Patrick's Day Parade. So we'll have the big tent up again, the bands outside, the beer trucks, food trucks, then leads straight into our St. Patrick's Day party on that Friday, again with the beer trucks, the tents, and the bands. So we're looking forward to this new year coming up.
It is going to be fun. It is St. Patrick's Week, so go to their Facebook page or their website to get all the details, because new things are constantly being added. And don't forget about that banquet room.
Yeah, banquet rooms full up to 150. We can do any baptism, graduation parties, anything you like.
Now is the time to book. Go to Magic Tree Pub and Eatery and get all the details.
Donate now. GavaCamp has a generous family that will match every dollar you donate. Help us build a barrier-free educational camp for our friends with special needs. Visit our website or call for more details. Giving is living.
It's the 45th annual Mahoning Valley St. Patrick's Day Parade. Join us for all the tradition on Sunday, March 12th, as the parade steps off at 1 o'clock on Market Street in Boardman. Celebrate the Irish heart serving our valley.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Every year, I close out my St. Patrick's Day show with my favorite Irishman, my dad, V.E.G. And this is such a special memory, and all the viewers just love it. I get so many great comments each and every year. So here he is, himself, singing The Damsel, only 19 years old, at my wedding. I miss you, Daddy. Cheers. Sláinte.
This is a song that my dad used to sing at Irish weddings a long time ago. And the name of the song is The Damsel, only 19 years old. As I went a-walking one night by the strand, I met a fair damsel, she was dressed up so grand. She had feathers and finery, she had jewels and gold. She said she was a damsel, only 19 years old. Her fingers were tapered, her neck like the swan, her nose a little turned up, her voice not too strong. In 3 weeks we were married, and our wedding bells told that I married a damsel, only 19 years old. When the wedding party broke up, we retired to rest. I nearly dropped dead when this girl, she undressed. For a carload of padding from her chest did unfold. Says I, you're a dandy, only 19 years old. When I awoke in the morning, I thought I would faint. She scraped off her thin cheeks a full pound of paint, and on her left shoulder a little hump did behold. Says I, you're a cuckoo, only 19 years old. She took off her wax fingers till she left only 3. She unscrewed her left leg up as far as the knee. When she took out her glass eye, on the carpet it rolled. Oh, good God Almighty, only 19 years old. She took out her eyebrows, they were black and sublime. She took out her false teeth, she had just 29. When she took off her blonde hair, her bald pate told that I married a damsel only 19 years old. So now take my advice when for marriage you go. Examine your girl from her head to her toe. For if you do not, you will like me be sold to a damn Nova Scotian who is 90 years old.
Ladies and gentlemen, he'll be opening up for U2.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.